Hello everyone, welcome to Indian Judicial Service. Today we are going to discussing here legislative portion of the union as well as the state. This video is the 35th part of top 1000 MCQ of constitutional law, and those who not watched the previous video, all the link of previous videos are available in our description box. Please go and watch this video, and those who need the PDF file of this video series, the PDF file will be uploaded in our Telegram group. Please join the Telegram group. Link of Telegram group is also available in our description box. Before starting this video, I request you please like and subscribe our channel. Now come to the point. Now come to our first question of this video. Question number 586. Who of the following is considered as the custodian of Lok Sabha? Custodian of Lok Sabha. So option first here, Prime Minister. Option second here, Leader of the Opposition. Option C here, Chief Whips of the ruling party, and option D here, Speaker. So clearly the custodian of Lok Sabha is known as Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So clearly answer here option D. Now question number 587. The decision regarding the disqualification of members of Lok Sabha are taken by. So the decision regarding disqualification, this is very important, of member of Lok Sabha are taken by option A, Speaker, option B, Prime Minister, option C here, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, and option D, the Parliamentary Secretary. So the decision regarding disqualification of member of Lok Sabha are taken by Speaker. So answer is here option A. Question number 588. Which one is correct statement? So first statement here, the chairman of Rajya Sabha is elected by elected member of Rajya Sabha. So this is wrong here. The chairman of Rajya Sabha is elected by the member of Rajya Sabha, not elected member. Now option B, the chairman of Rajya Sabha presides over the joint session of both houses of parliament. So this statement is absolutely wrong here, because the Speaker of Lok Sabha preside over the joint session of both houses of parliament. Now statement 3 here, the electoral college for election of vice president as same as that for election of president. So this statement is also wrong here, because in election of vice president all member of the parliament participate, but in case of election of president only elected member of the parliament participate. Elected member of parliament is participate as well as the elected member of legislative assembly. So there is elected member, but in case of vice president there is no condition of elected member, all the member participate. So this is wrong here, not same as the president. Now last one, the nominated member of both houses have voting right in the election of vice president but not president. Yes, this statement is absolutely correct here. So this is our answer option D. Now question number 589. A voting age has been reduced from 21 to 18 by the parliament in the year, so in the year of 1989. So answer is here option C, by 61st Amendment Act. So this thing is here. Now question number 590. Consider the following statements. First one, the Council of State pass a resolution support by not less than 2/3 majority of the member present and voting that it is in the national interest that the parliament makes a law on such matter. Yes, this statement is absolutely correct here. Now second statement, the Council of States and House of People both pass a resolution that is in the national interest and that the parliament should make a law such matter. So this is wrong here, because it is supported by not less than 2/3 majority of the present member and voting that it. So it is wrong. Now third one, the president gives the prior permission for such legislation. There is no need to prior permission on such matter. So it is wrong here. Now last one, the Speaker of a House of People in consultation with the chairman of Council of State gives the prior permission for such legislation. This statement is also wrong. So only first statement is correct here. So which of these statements are correct? So only one is correct. So answer here option A. Question number 591. So there is a list. So list 1 and which is related to amendment, and list 2 which is related to nature of amendment, and select the correct answer using the code given below the list. So first one, list amendment. So 42nd amendment here A, and it is related to disqualification of defection. Yes, disqualification of defection is related to amendment 52. So amendment 52, so it is 1 here. And 42nd amendment, it include the Sindh language in schedule 8, and it is the amendment of insert the 3 new word in preamble. Yes, it is socialist, secular, integrity in the preamble. So it is 3. So it is by 42nd amendment added in our preamble. So here 3 1. Now last one, this amendment has extended the reservation of seats for SC ST in House of People and State Legislative Assembly. So we can easily match A3 and B1. A3 B1, A3, yes, B1. So both 3 and C having the same option, A3 and B1. So now last year 62nd amendment. So 62nd amendment is related to it include the Sindh language in the schedule 8th. So it is here second. And last one here 21st Amendment Act 1966. It introduced the reservation of seats for SC and ST in House of People and Legislative Assembly. So it is 4. 3 1 2 4. Now 3 1 2 4. Yes, answer here option A. Question number 592. Consider the following statements. First here, the Parliament shall, while a proclamation of emergency is in operation, have the power to make law for whole or any part of territory of India with respect to any matter enumerated in the state list. Yes, this statement is absolutely correct. The Parliament having a power during the proclamation of emergency to make law in the matter related to state list. So it is correct here. Now statement 2, the Parliament has exclusive power to make any law with respect to any matter not enumerated in the concurrent list or state list. Yes, this statement is correct here. Now statement 3, the Parliament has power to make any law for whole or any part of territory of India for implementing any treaty, agreement or convention with any other country. Yes, this statement is also correct. According to which article? According to article 253. So this thing here. Now statement 4, the Parliament has power to legislate with respect to matter in the state list in the national interest subject to the resolution passed by Council of State by 2/3 majority. So all this statement is also correct. So all 4 statements are absolutely correct here. So which of these statements are correct? So all these are correct. So answer here option B, 1 2 3 4 are correct. Question number 593. Nothing in Article 13 shall apply to any amendment made under this article was inserted in Article 368 by. So Article 368 dealing with the power of Parliament to amend the Constitution. So this thing is here, and Article 13 provided that the protection to fundamental right, especially from the amendment. So this thing is here, and Article 13 dealing with the law inconsistent with or in derogation of fundamental right means part 3rd of the Constitution. So this thing here. So option A, Constitution 25th Amendment. Option B, Constitution 42nd Amendment Act. Option C here, Constitution 24th Amendment. So this is 24th Amendment, and last one, the Constitution 75th Amendment. So nothing in Article 13 shall apply to any amendment made under this article was inserted in Article 368 by Constitution 24th Amendment Act. So answer is here option C. Now question number 594. The doctrine of territorial nexus means that option A, the law made by the state legislature may have their application to the people of other state when there is direct relation between such law and people of other state. So this statement is clearly directed towards the doctrine of territorial nexus. So answer of this question is option A, and this question are related to, especially related to article 245 and especially clause 2 dealt with doctrine of territorial nexus. So this thing is here. Now question number 595. Match the list first with list second and select the correct answer using the code given below the list. So first here, list first here of A, ex post facto law. So ex post facto law, colorable legislation, harmonious construction, and last one, severability. So ex post facto law means here the indirect interference in the field of another legislature. So it is colorable legislation. So it is B1. To maintain a balance between the provision of law in case of conflict. It is harmonious. It is harmonious construction. So it is 2. Now one cannot be punished for an act that was not declared as offense at the time of doing the act. This is very important here, and it is clearly ex post facto law. So here 3. And last one, only such provision of an act are void which are inconsistent with the fundamental right. It is directly related to doctrine of severability. So it is 4. So now 3, 1, 2, 4. 3, 1, 2, 4. Yes, option D is correct here. Now question number 596. On receipt of a constitution amendment bill after passing by each house of parliament, the president. So there is a very important word is there, constitutional amendment. So constitutional amendment, on receipt of constitutional amendment bill after passing by each house of parliament, the president is bound to give assent here. So now option A, shall give his assent. Option B, may give his assent. Option C, may withhold his assent. Now option D, may return the bill for reconsideration. So clearly answer here option A, shall give his assent. Question number 597. So there is a first list and second list, and now we are going to match this list. So list 1 dealing with the constitution, 88th Amendment Act 2000. So 88th Amendment Act 2000 related to Article 270. So it is here 4. So Article 270 dealing with the taxes and levy distribution between the union and state. So this thing is here. Now B, the Constitution 81st Amendment. So Constitution 81st Amendment Act 2000, and this is related to Article 16. So here 3. Article 16 dealing with the equality of opportunity in matter of public employment. It also ensures the reservation for ST, SC and other weaker section of the society in public employment. So this is clear here. Now statement 3. So here the Constitution 82nd Amendment Act 2000. So 82nd Amendment Act 2000 belong to Article 335. Article 335 dealing with the claim of SC and SC to service and public post. So this thing here. So it is 2, and last one, the Constitution 83rd Amendment Act 2000. It is related to Article 243M. This is very important, 243M. So it is here 1, and Article 243M dealing with the part 9 dealing with the Constitution of Panchayat in India, Panchayati Raj system. So the part 9 shall not applicable in certain area, especially area of Nagaland, Meghalaya, Mizoram. So this thing is provided in Article 243M. So option 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1. Yes, answer of this question is here option D. Now question number 598. So there is again list first and list second. Select the correct answer using the code given below list. So list first, Article 50, very important article, Article 50 dealing with the separation of judiciary and executive. So it is 2. Article 143, Article 143 dealing with the advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. So it is 4. Article 61, very famous article, process of impeachment of president. So it is impeachment of president. So here 1. Now last one, Article 320. So it is function of Public Service Commission. So here 3. So 2413. 2413. Answer is here option A. Now question number 599. Under Article 164 of the Constitution of India, the minister in the state are appointed by the governor, and non-legislature may also be appointed as minister. The Supreme Court has held that, this is very important here, Article 164 dealt with the appointment of minister by governor. And non-legislature may also be appointed as minister by the governor. So Supreme Court held that an individual, option A here, an individual who is not a member of legislature can be repeatedly appointed as a minister. So it is wrong here. B, there being no specific provision to the contrary, so there is no restriction on that power. Yes, there is a restriction, so it is also wrong. Now C, the provision is being in the nature of a restriction, and a non-legislature cannot be repeatedly appointed as minister. Yes, this statement is correct here. And last one, the provision is in the nature of this qualification. So clearly answer of this question is here option C. Now last question here, question number 600. Under Article 321, the Constitution of India, the power to extend the function of the Union Public Service Commission has been vested in the option A, President of India, option B, Parliament, option C, Chairman of the Commission, and option D, Ministry of Home Affairs. So clearly answer here Parliament. Option B is correct. Means under Article 321, the Constitution of India, the power to extend the function of Union Public Service Commission has been vested in the Parliament. So this thing here option B correct. Now time for the question of the day. The question of the day is, the governor of state is appointed by the dash 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 for a term of dash 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 year. Again I repeat the question. The governor of state is appointed by the dash 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 for a term of dash 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 year. So please give the answer of this question in comment box, and before finishing this video I request you please subscribe our channel and like our videos and share our videos to your friends and relatives. Thank you for watching Indian Judicial Service.